on the new Terran settlement of Dias 5 years ago.
Ortis, are you alright? Ortis!
No, it can't be this.
Ortis! Are you alright? Ortis! Cleo, can you see Ortis?
Your friend's dead, just like you're soon gonna be.
Well, come at me, Fuzzy. Your friend's dead too.
It can't be dead. We came here to get the take to end all takes. And damn it, we were gonna leave, all of us.
Come at me, you fuzzy, stinking, smelly, dirty hairball.
You just tried that dirty trick again on me.
Your friend is a stinking pile of dead animal.
You got lucky once, but you're gonna be ripped to pieces, little man.
Well, come and try.
Frown! This one's for Bortus. Hang in there, we're coming for you. This ain't over yet. Caps never die.
Welcome back, everyone, to a somber but exciting episode of The Backwater Bastards. Cleo Day! Oh no.
Cleo Day!
Being that happy and enthusiastic seems wrong.
Am I allowed to speak, do you reckon?
I
think
mean,
so.
you are here, so, you know, out of character speaking is...
Out of character, I'm here. Cleo Day!
Cleo
But
Day.
also, in character, dead. Oh no, I shouldn't say dead. I'm here. I'm not alive.
You're not okay.
I'm not okay. I'm joining the Black Parade as we speak.
Anyway, I'm Dick. I'm dungeon mastering this tragic affair.
Oh no.
With us in spirit. Well, no, I mean literally with us is Daniel.
Thank
but,
you.
With
Yes.
us in spirit is the recently 0 hit pointed Bortus.
No, Bortis!
Still not
Fran, I miss you.
fully aware, certainly not having not come to terms with this loss, is Willem, aka Fron.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very sad day today.
And of course, leading this ragged band of burglars and misfits, the Caps, is Taylor, aka Cleo.
Ooh-wee, about to launch myself out of a pile of trash. That's how I wake up every day.
Welcome everyone. So we ended last episode on quite just this is sort of cliffhanger that we don't really get to have very often.
No.
Because obviously it's not like I try to kill you or anything.
Look at Dick. Dick is relishing
smile that
this.
he's done there, yeah. Loves
I don't
it.
know if Dick's ever been this happy in his...
It is lucky he's sitting down. That's what it,
That's kind of where we're at.
But no, I mean, of all the people bought us, it doesn't seem right.
The one who walked backwards into every situation? Probably the first to go.
I like it.
I mean, it's a foolish choice, or is it a super safe choice? Hard to
Formation.
say.
Maintain formation.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't in formation when this happened.
That's the problem.
You guys
That's what
got way too separated.
Well, some might argue that it's almost like a really big pincer maneuver, but
And we deserve advantage and give us that +5.
it's just that we're like, it's a big pincer.
Yeah.
I mean, if,
So, if you're not all caught up on the prior episodes of Cleo Day, probably just go back and do that. But regardless, I
Yes.
think we all need a little refresher.
Oh, a little refresh is always good.
So last episode, Cleo and the Caps discovered that there's a whole nother room, whole nother prison room or like living quarters room where all the A's were being kept. and also discover that the scientists and the mercenaries seem to be evacuating their prisoners, or at least the A's. Cleo, in a guard's uniform with a guard's rifle, sort of got in on this and tricked them about a little bit to take control of the situation and get the A's out safely. They managed to knock unconscious one of the other guards and get a second rifle. They managed to get the food replicators out of the walls and get some strong bodybuilder A-grade specimens to carry them out. And then Cleo managed to blow a hole in the wall to the B&C room. And this is when things kind of took a turn for the not so great, when they discovered that there were Ursines roaming the halls on that side of the facility. Clearly there to claim their bodies, claim their B&C grade slaves. Two of those bears came through. The Caps hid and launched a surprise attack. Unfortunately, Bortus was unsuccessful in his attack and was swiped down with a deadly energy blade, a double-ended axe, carried by a giant 7-foot bear creature, and was just chopped down. He was cut down and ripped apart and didn't last long, and Bortus died on the floor.
Quite a big cut.
As Fron fought down the bear that killed Bortus and managed to wrestle it down and shoot its brains out, killing it. Cleo has been maintaining a spot of perfect stealth, just taking pot shots at the one remaining bear who was being taunted into charging at Fron. We come back into this world.
Everyone sounds so down.
I know.
Dan's like, I'm attending my own funeral.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm watching bloody Such a Misery Time. Like, oh. It's sad, though. It is.
I had them install a jack-in-the-box in my coffin just to be exciting for the ceremony. Now we're really in it.
Yeah, we're in it. So, Fron has just shot at this bear. This bear is getting ready to just charge at Fron with its big two-handed energy axe. Cleo is bursting from stealth, however.
Okay, he's running away from me, right?
He is.
I do still have a bomb. I don't want to blow my last ammunition, though. I feel like, we might need that.
I mean, you
have
got more
one.
bombs back in the locker.
True. Grenades. But I have the guard rifle right now, so I'm going to jump out of this pile and start laying on this rifle on his back. But I'm shooting at his head.
I think we just need a roll. Oh.
And
Now,
it is a 12.
Bearing in mind that this bear has absolutely no idea where you are and is facing the other direction, he has no opportunity to dodge, to make any sort of evasive maneuvers.
Accurate.
Which means that this shot is just hitting. So Cleo leaping out. I mean, I feel like I need the line of dialogue.
This one's for Bortus.
Taking the shot square in the back of the bear's head.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like a grunt as the bear drops forward onto one knee and one hand, still clutching its axe, however. Its head, you can see there's just blood everywhere. There's a big, dark, black mess of blood on the back of its head. It's seriously damaged. It takes another 4 points of damage. As you might recall, Bortus already... Actually, Cleo, I think, was already hit it once. So it's now sort of staggered and wounded. But as it was going to charge at Fron, it's now just been shot in the back of the head. And it sort of lumbers around, looking back at Cleo. Is Cleo going to reposition herself or take any further action?
All I can do... Well, hold on. I could run.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got 2 points of energy, so you can,
I could do, a run. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to break away from my pile of trash, and I'm going to run over to Bortus. Because I don't want to run, next to the bear.
All right, well, because you've got the bear sort of staggered, you can quite easily flank him. You can sort of get around him over to Bortus.
Yeah, I'm going to run past him and kind of set up camp in front of Bortus and just, drop into my stance, and I'm going to yell, "Pick on somebody your own size!" And I'm going to, aim my gun at him for the next shot.
Right, so Cleo easily, the bear sort of, takes a weakened swipe, but it's got fuzzy eyes. It's just been shot in the head, after all. and really just nowhere near, no death perception. Cleo just sort of gets past, getting into position, guarding the bled out Bortus on the ground. Bortus now in a very large pool of blood. And the bear is now sort of left, like holding the back of its skull and sort of getting itself back up onto its feet and having to make a difficult decision between Cleo and Fron, both who have their weapons trained on it. And you can see, like, there's actually desperation in this bear's eyes. There's fear in its eyes because this bear generally moves with, like, that quick speed, that confidence, that knowledge that it can outlast the smaller, more vulnerable opponents. But now it's feeling quite small and vulnerable because it's weak, it's injured, it's got a major head injury, and now the two of you are the dominant species in the room. And you see the fear in its eyes. You can see there's this indecision because it knows that it doesn't have any good choices to make. But regardless, seeing Cleo as the greater threat at this point, just charges down at her with its axe.
Oh,
dang, he can move. This bear can move, y'all.
It's got the moves.
I feel like I should know that about bears, but here we are.
So I've just rolled a 12. Cleo does have enough energy to like make some sort of dodge or defensive maneuver.
Okay. I would like to dive swiftly between his legs and to behind him.
I'm gonna need a dexterity roll.
I'm so happy
for the
that
first
you
time.
asked me, Dick.
Yeah. This is not like an oh no
This
moment.
is not a drill. It's dexterity time. But people dexterity, everybody, and that means fast, stealthy, swift. It's a 22.
That's a motherfucking 22. That is
And that
10
means
better
that
than
when
12.
I go under him, I also get to like punch up on his nutsack.
Let's just see how much damage you just dodged. 3 points of damage. That's not
That's not nothing when you're a little
scariest,
baby.
Yeah.
That's still half your health.
Dan's over there like, yeah.
Well,
Every time like I think of your jump, I picture like the Air Jordan logo.
yeah, but it's Bortus fucking up midway.
So
Just
Cleo.
pivot.
Cleo, as the bear is just lumbering in, bringing down this overhead strike with the energy axe, Cleo just dives in between its legs, getting a swift little kick. Punch? We go for a
I'm
punch.
picturing like a
like a
open
Superman dive
like
roll.
like a
Uppercut.
kind of like when a teenager goes through a doorway and they have to jump and hit the like molding because you got to. It's the same energy.
So Cleo, she even gets a punch in as she dive rolls through the bear's legs. As she punches, she feels some sort of defensive cup, unfortunately.
Oh.
The bear is an armored bear. But it's the thought that counts.
Wow, that's almost embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
Is there a bell noise? Dong.
It's more hollow than you would expect, though.
Ooh.
It is a pretty epic dive as she dives between its legs,
There's like
rolling
a shriveled
around,
leaf noise.
Yeah.
rotating a full 180 to be once again on the ground, in position, aiming the rifle at the back of this bear. But before she gets the chance to fire again, it is Fron's turn.
yes. And Fron is just going to take another shot at the bear's head from where he is.
Yes. In that hurt bit. We're gonna fill this bear up. This bear's about to be a coin purse.
Oh, damn, you could... Yeah. Oh, man, it rolled low in the wrong week.
Excuse me, is that an 18?
That's an 18.
That is
the-
an 18.
The bear, now like sort of huffing and puffing, but still with technically one energy left, is going to try and dodge this.
Well, I hope he doesn't. Oh. But it looks like he
It's
might
a
have.
14.
Yes.
Although I rolled a 19. This bear ain't very dexterous, as we know about these
Surprise.
Ursides.
Yeah.
14, so the bear, like, it tries to move. It, bless it. It tries to dodge out of the
Bless it.
way, but it just gets shot in the side of the head again. Blood spraying everywhere. The bear now, it's looking like its eyes are like blurred. It's staggering. It's using its energy axe as like a walking stick almost. It's just like a scratching, a burning, steaming, effect going on as it sizzles on the ground where it's leaning on it to stay upright, as it takes a further 3 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
I have to be real right now. I've just pictured this in my mind, and now I feel bad. Because I love bears.
I mean, this is a pretty evil bear.
I know, I still love him. Like, even if you were a fucked up bear, I would love you. Forever.
Those ears.
And
Those ears.
It's already come back around to Cleo's turn.
Oh, that's so cool because I am gonna shoot him again in that hurt bit. Surprise. And it's looking like a 15.
Boom. Okay, this bear is exhausted. It can no longer do anything other than sort of the bare minimum of trying not to get shot in the most obvious place. But Cleo is just following with her sights. The bear, like, it raises one paw up into the air, holding it in front of its face as Cleo takes the shot.
Oh no.
And almost anticlimactically, this bear that's taken so much punishment, that's been so difficult to take down, the rifle shot blows its paw apart. You see, like, fingers go flying. The hand is gone as it is shot in the face and slumps onto the ground next to the lifeless body of Bortus.
We them boys. Sorry, this whole time I was picturing the Snoop Dogg, like, Discovery Earth segment where he's watching, like, meerkats kill a cobra. That's what just happened here. We them boys. We them boys. We just killed that bear. I really was wondering if that would happen because those of you who listened last time know that it didn't work out like that the first time. It was a little more difficult.
Bears are hard to kill.
Yeah.
Bears are hard to kill.
Armored bears, even more so.
Armored bears are hard to kill.
A normal bear, you just punch them in the nuts.
I know.
Down.
I thought I was really gonna, I thought I was onto something there. And now we're in here with 2 dead bears.
2 dead bears, and there's, like, still smoky screams and blast of fire and bear roars coming through the hole that you blew in the wall. There are more bears in that other side of the facility.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Did we make enough noise to attract their attention?
It doesn't seem so in sort of the immediate aftermath, at least.
So I'm gonna yell, Bortus! And run over to check on my friend. Hopefully that's not too loudly. But
I like how you ask. You're like, did we attract any attention? No?
Before I make some more.
Now I'm going to yell.
Not yet, you didn't.
It's really hard to get good peons, you know?
yeah.
So Fron, rushing over to Bortus, you can see that Bortus, he's not moving. There is a lot of blood, and his eyes, they don't look like a live person eyes.
No, Bortus. No!
Wait. This ain't how it was supposed to go. This ain't over. Fron, you grab that side. We're getting him out of here.
Yes, we can't leave him here.
What if we take him to the box? Like we seen.
What box, Cleo?
You seen. They were gonna put us in there. But we escaped. Now, I saw what they were doing. And so did you. I know you ain't a thinker. It's alright. I done the math. They put one guy in, another guy in the other, and they swapped them. Maybe we can swap Bortus.
I may not be a thinker, but I am a carrier. I will carry Bortus. You go on ahead and make sure that there are no more bears. And Fron lifts his friend onto his shoulders, careful not to tear the wound even bigger, because he's probably in like almost two pieces.
He's like a piece of ripped chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not quite flapping apart. Like, he's got a big, deep wound, like, down there, but, like, it's only shattered some of the bones, so his body is holding itself into a general human shape.
He's like a cut hot dog.
So Fron is, as wide and sure-footed and strong as he is, can quite easily carry even the dead weight of Bortus. But which way is Cleo going to lead? Just straight back towards the boxes?
Okay, we've had enough. we have a job to do. So we are going to probably carefully skirt the hole that I have made so that we do not attract any more attention. And we're going to go into the glass box room, or at least, rather, I am going to go first and look into that room before I go there, using all of the stealth that I can summon, because we don't know what's happening in that room.
All right, well, let's get a D20 for stealth.
I've never done stealth so much in my life. Great, it's a 5.
It's a 5. So, not off to a great start on the stealth front, but
Not
regardless,
really.
Cleo, she has the wristband to allow her to open up the door. As you recall, that the door had actually been locked before by the commander, the one who's unconscious on the ground. So Cleo, not particularly stealthily, probably a little bit exhausted from that life or death fight against bears, a bit cut up about Bordis' current state. She gets the door open, and although she's not being stealthy at all, luckily there's nobody near it. As she looks in, you can see like what had been a hive of activity of like mercenaries and soldiers and so on, mercenaries and scientists and so on, has is died down a bit. Now there's only what looks like just 2 scientists left, who are just like frantically packing up machines into big cases and then loading these pallets, these packages onto a hover trolley and taking them away. And as Cleo comes out, you can see like one scientist has already got a full load and is like pushing it off out into a door that you've not been through at the far end of the room. And there's one scientist left who's just like, looking about like miserably, just grabbing devices and sort of stowing them away, checking her watch for the time, and paying absolutely no attention to the door that Cleo was peeking through.
Fron, get over here.
Yes, Cleo, on my way. As I do that, can I grab the rifle that Bordis was using in my other hand while I hold onto
Extra guns.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
I mean, I won't be able to use it, but I can just bring it along as I...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can like increase the appearance of firepower of you guys as well. You got Bordis over one shoulder, you got like
Take the bear's one,
blaster strapped, and I don't know if he can carry the bear's giant weapon as well as
that one would be
Bordis, to be honest.
And I like
Take
ranged
every
weapons
gun.
against the bears.
Gather it all. Loot everything.
Well, now-
Open every box. Look in all pot plants.
Okay, for now, we're going to spend 35 minutes going around the room and looting all of the raw materials from the bunk beds.
I'm going to
Is
use
there any copper in the wall?
the Bringening.
That's how I play. If we were being real Dians right now, that's what we would be doing.
Yeah.
We'd be like, quick, strip the wires.
But there's time as well, isn't it? Like as
Bordis' water will go back to the tribe. Yeah, okay, but you know what? We have business. We're cutting out that part. But just so you know, everyone, it definitely in our hearts would happen.
Yeah.
So, Fron,
Yes, Cleo.
I done opened this door and looked down. There's only 2 of them white coats in there, and I think we can take them. They're packing up. They're putting everything away. They're breaking that machine down. We can't let them leave. We only got seconds, but they're putting that machine back up.
I'll follow your lead, boss.
All right, we're getting Bordis back. Let's go.
Give me a little sort of heads up on your strategy coming out here.
Do you want to place the scientists, or does it matter?
So the scientists are between the 2 glass boxes. They're in the gap in the middle, trying to pack down the machinery.
Okay. And they are not facing me.
No, they're like, one of them is like just carrying their equipment out towards the door, and then one of them is just like frantically packing things into these big boxes.
I'm either gonna...
Just rush them and put,
All right.
shove the rifle in their faces and order them.
I mean, they're scientists, so they probably
exactly.
don't have
You can
weapons.
just intimidate them. I'll lumber along with
With the bleeding corpse of
the corpse,
Bordis.
but also with the rifle. Not that I
Yeah.
can really aim very well at them, but also, just being very menacing and threatening.
Like a
with the thing.
submachine gun.
Exactly.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
a guy carrying a corpse and a gun is pretty fucking
It's
intimidating.
a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. Okay, I'm gonna honestly, I'm gonna quietly run out.
Yeah, okay.
So Cleo
We're
just
doing it.
runs straight out to the closest side.
Yeah, I run out to the closest side behind them, and then I'm gonna put my gun, like, I'm gonna train my gun on the neck of one of the scientists.
Alrighty, so
I see you're packing up.
One scientist is pushing the trolley out the other end to the one you walk in as you come in behind and point the gun, and it sort of stops and like looks around, and the scientist who is packing things up just sort of freezes, like stunned, jaw dropped, still holding like one of the devices, one of the little sort of the funnel pipe type things that seem to be like at least the sort of main functional part of their testing, just frozen there, looking at you like midway putting it into a box.
You're gonna want to stop what you're doing for a minute. I'm gonna need you to do something else in the next minute, so listen good.
Please, the ship is leaving. We don't have very long.
It is leaving. It is. But you're not gonna be on it.
Oh, please, I cannot stay here.
I'm gonna click the gun.
Wait. Okay, I'm sure I can get other transport. Whatever you want. Okay.
I'm gonna need you to set the box back up. Right now.
Please, no. You don't even understand how it...
I do understand. You're packing up the box, and I needs it.
But we don't know if this one works. The one that works has already been... I'm putting it back. This is gonna
Finish your sentence. Finish it. The one that works is where?
It's on the ship. It's gone.
Oh, fuck, Dick.
We haven't tested these ones. The test subjects that we were going to use them on vanished.
Well, we have a new subject for you right here, and we are going to test it right now.
You heard the man.
You, get in that box.
What?
Yeah, your friend over there with the trolley. Come over here and get in this box.
That's right. That's what we're doing. We're testing it.
Don't do this. Don't do this. They're pointing guns at me. I have to do this. They got the same fucking voice.
They're just scientists.
They got scientist voice.
Wait, but one of them can have a helmet on.
Bye,
Or a
Dan.
mask.
Oh, they have masks. They're masks.
Just get in the box. Like, there's every chance that you will be fine.
Now you're going to turn it on for us.
As sort of one scientist, like, at gunpoint, miserably steps into the other box, and Thrawn puts Bortus's lifeless body into this sea box.
Oh my God.
And
It looks like he's getting his job anyway.
the
Thought he could go to the
scientist,
bathroom, but
the scientist in the middle, sort of like frantically reassembling things, firing things up. You can see like almost like a disturbing sort of passion in her eyes as she clearly.
She's into it.
She wants to know if these different ones work, because they clearly had like a series of different experimental sleeve engines, which is what these things are, that were all supposed to be tested today. First one didn't work. The second one apparently did work. These final three, they just have no idea. And she's already locked both cells. The other scientist sort of like looking horrified. Clearly some sort of assistant who was relegated to just rolling things out.
Dan, are you ready to play Frankenstein's monster?
Hey, we'll see if it works.
And the scientist in the middle, she's sort of working away frantically. Every now and then she looks over her shoulder and like sees Cleo snarling and pointing a gun, like, immediately looks back to her work. But there is, like this sort of faint excitement in her eyes as she slowly stands up, her hands coming up with her, a sign of non-aggression, turning around to face Cleo. It's ready.
Well, what are you waiting for? Ain't the ship leaving?
They're gone. Doesn't mean that I can't...
Press it. Press the button.
Shouldn't I do a countdown?
Sure. 1.
It's just not it's normally what we do. Okay then.
Sorry about this, Wilfred.
And she pushes the button.
Coworker of the year. I've worked with her.
And the scientist in the glass box just sort of staring like crestfallen, shaking his head. It's like not saying anything, just like, oh shit.
Cleo looks across the room at Fran.
And then the room begins to sort of vibrate, and there's like sparks flying from the partially exploded wall that you guys kind of ruined most of how this experiment works. And the lights just dim and flash. And then the center, you see everything whirring. For the first time you get a proper look at this thing firing up. And you're not sure if it was this ramshackle last time, but everything is shaking about. There are sparks flying everywhere. And the device in the middle, almost just sort of hanging there uselessly, and then all of a sudden, as if it's like a magnet being pulled by, two other magnets, sort of positions itself so that it is pointing at the two heads. One end pointing at the lifeless skull of Bortus. One head pointing at the... he tries to sort of like dodge away from it, but it just stays affixed in that location until he eventually slumps again and drops down, sitting in the corner in the glass, sort of mumbling, almost like looking like he might just be praying or saying some sort of last words that are inaudible to you under the hum and moan of this electrical equipment. And then the lights just go out.
Hello? Did it work?
And Bortus opens his eyes. In a much smaller, wirier body, wearing a long white lab coat, slumped in the corner in a glass box.
Front, Cleo, look, you stay back, you bloody bear. I'll get Cleo, run, Cleo.
Bortus, you're right. Don't worry.
Run,
The bears aren't here. We've taken care of the bears. Don't worry. We got it. You just be calm. Cleo, tell that scientist to get this fucking door open.
Wait, why are you on that other side? What are you doing in a box? You should...
Well,
What?
You are in the box.
And then suddenly, like, a torch lights up, and finally you can all see now. The pitch blackness sort of like, it goes away as the scientist holding the torch so pointed up at her face, like a huge grin on her face. It's like,
This one has worked even better. Seems to have blown out the unit, however. Don't know if it will work again. The doors, yes, sorry.
and she's like tapping away on the console as the door opens up. And you can see Scientist Bortus, sort of, having shakily gotten to his feet, seeming to like have immediate control of this body, as though his brain, his memories, his persona has been neatly stamped onto the existing brain that knows how to operate this body. As though there's definitely some amount of the prior scientist left there to keep the transition smooth, and Bortus can't even really sort of immediately sense that.
Fron runs over to Scientist Bortus and grabs him by the cheeks, just holds his head and like turns him this way and that, peering in through the eyes. How are you feeling, Bortus? Are you alright?
Yeah, Fron, I'm all right. Okay, I fell over. I was trying to, are you okay, Fron?
I am now, my friend, but
All right.
don't look in the other box.
What?
Amen.
Fron?
No, turn his head, as he tries to look, I just turn his head back. It's like, no, I said don't look in the other box. And probably not in a mirror right now, until we get out of here.
Fron, what are you talking about? Where is Cleo? Cleo, what is going on? Cleo, Fron, why
Bortus.
are we in the box? I thought we were getting out of
Bortus.
here.
Things are different. Things are different now. We gotta get out of here.
I agree. I don't want a job anymore. I want to be a dirt farmer. I am sick of this. Let's get out.
Look, you've even got a new uniform. No, scratch that. Don't worry about that right now. Here's your gun. And I give him the rifle.
Thank you, Fron. I will,
Before we leave here, I'm gonna turn back to the scientist. The machine that did that. Give it to me. Do it now.
I guess I have my notes.
She like, you can see like she's moving her hands so slowly. She really does not want to hand this thing over. Like this is like, she didn't hesitate to experiment on her colleague, but she really does hesitate in handing this over before finally like stretching it out, holding it in an upturned hand, looking at the floor like almost sulkily as she hands the slightly burnt out looking sleeve engine over to Cleo.
Now get the ship that you were so worried about missing. Now.
Looks between the three of you, swallows, and then rushes off towards that far door.
Hey, Cleo, what are you doing messing around with that person over there? We're gonna be late. We need to get out of here, you crazy.
All right. Just making sure that we leave here with a take, no matter what.
Oh, good to know that we're still getting that take then, huh?
I mean, you've got a machine that basically is immortality in a sort of a twisted, horrible way.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Fron.
Oh, that's weird.
Fron, you seem to have gotten a bit bigger, buddy. Congratulations on the buffness. That food must have been good, huh? Oh, or I've shrunk, but that probably hasn't happened. So, yeah. Formation time, is it?
Yes.
That probably hasn't happened. So which way are you going to go?
Cleo, are you still wanting to see if we can save any of the other B's and C's? Because I think that's the room that has all the bears. How are we going to get out of this room?
Well, there's the way we came. There's the other way. And then there's the holes that I made. Now, we could have a look in the B and C room. Because we don't know what's in there. We don't know what they're doing. And we don't know what's happening all the way back up to the surface, which is the only way I know out. But we gotta leave this room, because our business here is done.
Yeah, I don't like this room, eh? It's got a bad vibe.
Well. Yeah, it fucking...
So, do we want to try B and C? Because, yeah, if there's more bears
I want to
there-
look inside the room, because what if it's just like one bear?
Okay, just roll a bit of stealth.
Yeah, they
And I
are
feel like-
getting taken away into slavery. Like, it is like...
I feel like we can't, like the A's didn't even need that much help, but the B's and C's actually do. And if we leave them,
Also,
then
the
that's
whole
gonna
place
look
is on
shitty.
fire, burning down and stuff. I think we can be stealthy, but I don't think we need to be like, snake
Like,
level
really
stealth. I
stealthy.
think we can just be like
Like, I'm not
Okay.
going to barge in that
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah.
look first.
Cool.
I'm doing that now.
Mhm.
I'm looking first.
all right, let's
All
go.
right, well, let's have a stealth roll regardless, because I want to see how nondescript.
All right, listen. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't worry about the take. We already sent the A's with as many replicators as they could carry. And they are caps now, so that's from us. And I got this thing.
Oh, Cleo, that looks useless. What is that? Just a fancy
bringing-
can?
Don't worry you none about it.
I like cans.
Well, it's a different kind of can,
Yeah, but
and
we've got
I'm
food
bringing it.
replicators now, Fron. I don't even know if we ever need a can again in our life.
Well, I know it looks a little scorched, but it's a very scientific-looking can.
Oh,
Well, you ain't gonna need to be using it. You're all right.
yep, I don't expect I will.
But first, we're gonna have to look into the B room, because that's where those bears came from. And we can't leave our people down here. So we gotta see what they're up against before we leave. I ain't making like a mud fence, leaving my people in here knowing that we didn't even try. So we gotta sneak up.
I am with you, boss.
Yep. Take in my position. Walking backwards.
So as the three of you make your way, and this room is now, it's the only light you see now is from like flickering electronics and fire, as the electricity in the compound seems to have gone off, at least in this section from your attempts, your successful attempt to reanimate Bortus or transfer Bortus into a new body. So when
Sorry,
Cleo
what?
does make it to the door that leads into the BC room and quietly opens it up, there is it's suddenly very bright, like incredibly bright, like sunlight bright, as the door opens up and you're sort of like having to shield your eyes, as you can tell that the roof has either been taken off or opened up.
I thought we
in
were
the air.
underground.
and there is a sound, kind of sound up above. And as your eyes adjust to the light, you see it's kind of crazy in here. You look in, and like the roof has just been opened up, and you are now in a pit. You can sort of look up, and there's sand and so on has all sort of been falling in, and up above you see an Ursine ship. It's smaller than the great warship that's been looming in the sky for the past while, but is unmistakably of Ursine design. It's like a great big black steel wedge with just two of those curved fangs coming around the back of it. And more importantly, an immense chain just descending from the center of it down into the room where you are. The chain sort of comes down. You can see the ship sort of hovering up above you. The chain descends all the way down to the center of the room, where there's a huge square cage. Like, I'm talking a cage with bars. And inside of it is 20 dire citizens, looking really like beat up and shocked and wailing about. Several of them just lying on the ground with blood oozing out of their noses and ears. And standing on top of that cage, holding onto the chain and sort of, growling into some sort of communicator, is a single Ursine.
Oh, Cleo, what are we gonna do? They're getting away.
No, they ain't. Now listen, I need you to hold on to this. I'm gonna hand the sleeve engine to Fron.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we used to help board us.
No, you didn't.
Alright.
We'll talk about this later, Bortus.
Fron, you need to hold this. Because I gotta make a bomb.
Let's try that again. You gotta bring me up slowly. If we hit the walls, you'll kill too many of them. Quiet in there. The more you hassle, the worse it's gonna be for you.
And you can see that the chain sort of goes limp and sort of waggling about as the bear is sort of like hanging onto it and like giving some taps on it as it pulls tight again, and the cage is sort of like wobbling and like lifting slowly off the floor.
So Cleo's going to make that last bomb because we are getting down to the wire, and I think we're gonna need it at some point. But we can't use it right now because we've got all our people in a cage.
Prisoners.
And they won't be able to get away from
Hostages.
the blast. So the bomb is not for this moment, but these guns is.
Well, give me a bomb roll, because we need to know how good this bomb is.
No, come on, it can be a good bomb.
It's gonna be a good bomb. Everybody pray for an amazing bomb.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the best bombs.
Yeah, this is such a weird thing to ask for.
Bugger.
Jinxing it now.
Oh, it's a 7. So you know what? It's like not the best bomb.
No, it's not a good bomb at all.
Maybe this is what happens.
No.
Okay.
But it's not a misfire, but it is
It's
a
the
failure
last
of a
of the
bomb.
last. There's a reason that it's still here. It's the runt. It ain't, but
It ain't gonna
that
work
don't
right.
mean it ain't gonna blow up. So it just might hurt all of us. We know how that goes. I'm just gonna make it and like tuck it away, and I'm gonna set up, pull my rifle. Y'all got bullets left? Cause this guy in the middle, he be asking for them.
That's such a weird
I'm
thing
gonna
to
take a
ask for,
shot.
Cleo. But, yep. Happy to oblige.
Order up! And it's time to shoot.
So as Fron tucks away the sleeve edge, and as Cleo puts the bomb together, the cage is beginning to rise up, and you can see it's swinging directly towards one of the walls, and the bear's like,
Easy, easy.
as the cage sort of smacks into the wall. You see all the dire citizens, it's all collapsing over top of one another, falling over. One of them smacking their head directly into one of the iron bars and like cutting it open, blood going everywhere, as the bear angrily like punches the wall, yells down the walkie-talkie, the communication device again.
What did I tell you about damaging the merchandise? Just take it slow.
The cage sort of swings back and is slowly going up, scraping up the wall.
Time to shoot.
I follow Cleo's
You're all
lead.
just gonna shoot?
Yeah. I'm opening fire.
I think I have like 2 shots left, so yeah.
And I unfortunately have rolled a 14, so, you know. Well, yeah.
14 ain't bad.
It's happening.
Let's just get all three rolls while we're
Fire
here
as well. I've rolled an 18.
Oh, these are all good shots.
Damn,
Fire
14.
squad.
We've got a 14, a 19, and an 18.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
The bear,
Yes.
it's not looking at any of you. Like, it's got its own problems because it really is trying to like just not fall off, not get squished against the wall, and also keep all the slaves alive. So it's got a lot on its plate. As all three of you just let fire, and you all hit it. As the bear like first gets shot by Cleo, so it's like looking down, wavering, but still hanging onto the chain, reaching around behind it to pull out some sort of weapon. When it gets shot by Fran's blast as well, taking a further 6 points of damage. You can see just like, the blast is sort of going in, but the bear is just still standing there firmly as it takes another blow. And then Bortus aiming in as well, blasting away. And it takes a shot in the thigh, and sort of growling as it lets go of the chain and leaps from above down towards you. It's taken 9 points of damage in total, and the thing is still standing as it leaps down off the cage towards you. And I'm gonna do a dexterity roll for that.
And he slips. And he hits his head and dies.
Oh.
Wow, a 9. Go bear, go.
The bear, it jumps off the cage and then lands like heavily on the ground. It does not land tidily. It sort of like lands on both feet and one paw and sort of rolls over awkwardly. You can almost, you can hear like sort of like the creaking of muscles as it flops onto its back and sort of like it's kicking about its legs on the ground there.
Oh, damn, Cleo. Plan?
Keep firing. We're gonna fill him up just like we did his friends.
The bear, eyes sort of like wide as it's surrounded by the three of you all pointing weapons down at it. Looks up, looks down, and then very, very quickly scurries around behind the cage using the dire citizens as meat shields.
Oh, Dicky boy.
Oh.
Wait 1 second. You don't want your friends here to die, do ya? Well, do ya, punk?
No, not really.
And at that point, you suddenly see one of your fellow Dacians suddenly just yanked by the scruff of the neck back against the bars of the cage, grabbed from behind, thick ursine claws holding them firmly against the bars, and you see a snout slowly peek between the bars, a gaping maw and teeth threateningly clenching upon the top of the skull of this person.
Holy shit.
Putting those jaws, like tightly around the skull, and like the eyes sort of like beadily looking down at the three of you, and then the bear backs off, drool sort of arching from the head of its victim back to its teeth. This gibbering, terrified dire citizen, the lines of blood dropping down from where the jaws had been lightly clamping their skull.
Don't come any closer. The three of you should get out of here with your lives and let me take what I earned fair and square.
Bortus, don't listen to what he's saying.
Fran.
You go left, I will go right, and we try and stop him from eating that person.
Yep, I think that's probably a good idea.
So then, but as Bortus takes off, I think I would like to drop to the ground and try and shoot at the bear's feet to try and hopefully hit him and distract him enough so that Bortus can actually get around before I continue on my journey. But let's try the foot shooting
So you're
thing.
going to like shoot like underneath the sort of the swaying cage, yeah.
Exactly.
Just don't leave me hanging in the air or anything like that, Fran? All right, I'm going. Sprint off down the side.
You're oh heck.
Let's
Those
have
idiots.
let's have a roll, a shoot roll from Fron.
Of course.
So Fron, aiming underneath the swaying cage, sort of shoots the ground, and there's like a spark and like dust flies up, and the bear is sort of just growling, and its eyes sort of looking down, and it ducks down to look under the cage back at Fron, like murder in its eyes, but giving Bortus the perfect opportunity to sort of come around the side and line up a shot.
Oh, Fron, you could have shot a little bit better than that, but okay. Okay, Bortus, you got this. Up over that. Fine, come on, you bloody big hairy bloody thing. Oh, and then I'll hide behind some debris, turn around the corner and start shooting.
Let's get that roll as well.
Oh, it's a 6.
Oh my god.
So it's another failed roll. Fron shoots and misses. Bortus comes around, shoots and misses. The bear is actually like dodging away, and the bear is holding on to now 2 of the bars of the cage, and it grunts and swings the cage around, getting itself behind the cage and slamming it towards the wall where Bortus is trying to hide. And I'm going to need a dexterity save from Bortus to not get smashed by this thing.
Oh my god.
6.
Yes.
Oh no, it's
happening again.
We fucking
Listen,
already.
we just got you this body. Don't fuck it up.
I don't know that.
is smacked. The wind knocked out of him. He feels like possibly even like a rib breaking as he takes 2 points of damage. And again, all the people inside tumble about, smacking and Bortus.
Oh my god! And your frail little
Upon getting sort of
body.
crushed a little bit by the cage, also catches like a boot in the face as someone slides along the inside of the cage towards it.
Sorry.
I'm very sorry. Keep up the good work. I did not mean to kick you. Oh, and that second kick was just me trying to get away from you so that I didn't kick you again.
Yeah. Oh, okay, maybe everyone keep their hands and feet inside the ride next time, please, and thank you.
Oh my god.
But as the bear is doing this and rolling around, it exposes itself to Cleo because it swung the cage all the way around to the point where it is now back exposed to where Cleo is.
Cleo's been watching this frantically.
Fron and Bortus both pinned on the other side of the cage.
These idiots. God damn it. Dumber than both of them together. Dumber than a prawn in a sandbox. And they just run off, and this is it. This is the last of it. It's time to deploy the bomb. Cleo's gonna run straight towards the cage, and I'm gonna jump. And while I jump, I'm gonna pull the pin on my shitty bomb and grab onto the bear and stuff the bomb into its armor and just yell, "I'm taking you to hell with me!"
Oh.
So let's see what happens. I can't watch my people die again.
So, first of all, I'm gonna need a strength roll for this whole bear wrestling maneuver.
Okay, 14.
Ooh. That's pretty
That's not
good
bad.
for a weak little Cleo.
I can't watch one of my people die again. This is the end.
I've
What
rolled
the
20 on my bear strength.
Oh my god. Okay.
As Cleo comes in, trying to grab the bear and stuff the bomb into its armor, the bear lets go of the cage, so releasing Bortus now, who can slump down to the floor behind it. The bear, seeing Cleo trying to stuff this bomb that's going to blow up in seconds, so looking down, and it lifts her up above its head and just throws her at the opposing wall. Halfway through the air, Cleo's sort of eyes widening in surprise as her maneuver goes a little bit awry. The bomb goes off.
Oh, shit.
And there is just an explosion. There's rubble, there's dust, there's screaming and wails, there's ringing in everyone's ears. And when the dust settles, there's just that creaking sound of the chain up above. You can see that the chain has been blown apart. The cage has landed heavily in the middle of the room, and the top half of the chain is just like sort of dragging along the wall as the ship is just dejectedly flying away. But as the dust settles, you see 2 bodies, bloody, battered, motionless on the ground. The Ursine, which is still breathing, there's like a ragged, like it's blood in its lungs, lying on the floor and sort of like staggering. It's like raising a claw towards Cleo, like it wants to get in one last slash, but just collapses with pain, totally unconscious. And there is the lifeless form of Cleo DeCap, and she is severely burnt all the way down one side of her face, her body, everything. There's just burnt, charred flesh and blood. There's it looks as though like one eye is just sort of like sealed shut with burns. Her face is looking just kind of smashed in a bit, and her chest does not seem to be rising and falling.
Well, shit.
Fron, what's going on over there, buddy?
No, Cleo! Fron runs over to Cleo to check her vitals and see if she's departed.
Fron, is it Cleo? Is Cleo down? Oh, bloody hell, Fron, I'm coming. Drop the gun and sprint over. Oh, look at all of you just standing there. Do something, you idiots. Bloody C's and B's.
Oh, we're in a cage. Oh, actually, well, we can get out over here now. It's single file, though, because we can't all get... No, that's not single file. Oh, that kind of hurts. Okay, now single file.
Fron, Cleo.
Mortis, wait.
What do you mean, wait, Fron? This bloody Cleo is bleeding. She is burnt.
I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
We cannot be doing this right now. Cleo needs bloody medical assistance. Oh, bloody hell.
And you are going to be the medical assistant. I have to tell you something.
What? Wait,
you also died earlier.
Fron, I don't think now is the moment to start bringing up some like deep philosophical stuff. Okay, we've all been through a lot.
Don't freak out. You mentioned earlier that you think I grew or you shrunk. Well,
yes.
You are in a different body. And this can did the job. Look at it. And I take the can and I show it to Bortus.
So yeah, I like looking at his hands in a new way. Like they actually do look really different. Like most importantly, they're not covered in calluses, not covered in scars. It doesn't look like the hands of a dirt farmer at all. His fingernails are like neatly manicured and clean. In fact, these are just very much not his hands.
Look, Fron, I don't understand what you're going on about, okay? I've been an employed man for a whole day, okay? It does things to a person. Now, we need to find a bloody doctor.
But in the back of Bortus's mind, there is this sort of wry sort of, like, acceptance, like, he's right, you know.
What do you bloody mean he's right?
Just look at this can. Here, look at it.
Move over.
Well, there's no bloody moving over. Well, you move over.
Like, I think I understand. Budge over. And
Bortus does feel like a sort of a tickle, a psychic tickle, where he's being encouraged to step to one side inside his own body, as an unfamiliar presence steps into the fore and takes the device from Fron. And for a moment, Bortus's mind melds with that other mind, and Bortus suddenly has a complete understanding of, like, he has like memories of a lab assistant who had dreams of being a great scientist who struggled with the morality of human testing, but eventually decided that the advancements of science and the prestige that could be involved in these experiments was just worth all the horrors. And then the realization upon committing horrifying act after horrifying act that he didn't have what it took to stomach it, and never really got past that position of being a lab assistant, not willing to be the one to walk up and push the button, and wanting to make one final act of goodness and save the woman that put the end to the horrifying experiments.
Got shivers, you guys.
Now look at this thing and tell me, do you know how it works?
And Bortus somehow does.
Of course I'd know how this works. You come in my building and you tell me what to do, you put me in that box, and now you need my help. It wasn't just 30 minutes ago that you put me into that box. And now, well...
Listen, I don't care about your personal problems right now. My friend is very hurt. I've already lost one friend today, kind of, and I'm not losing another. Please use this thing and help Cleo. Put the bear over there looks like he is still alive. What, hold on, let me just go check. Yeah, the bear is still alive. So use this thing and put Cleo in the bear.
Right, well, you do strike quite a desperate plea. Now, pick her up. All right, I'm going to need some wires. And I'm going to need... Well, I don't know if you could get any type of bloody power source from around here. Grab that gun. We could use some of the leftover charges from that, I'm sure. Well, everyone else got the bloody science labs and the equipment and everything. Now I'm stuck here in this dirt farmer, and I've got nothing to use but all of this scrap. Yes, we'll save your friend, and it'll be the bloody scientific achievement of a lifetime.
At this point, the dire citizens have all sort of got their way out of the cage, and they're all sort of like they've been making their way around the place, and the doors have been sort of like blown open, and they've realized that they can go through the hole that Cleo made earlier. Well, thanks for saving us. I hope whatever all this goes okay, but I really just want to get out of here, eh?
But wait. We need some wires. Everybody, look around. Look around for some wires.
They're all sort of like no, sort of shaking their heads, and then one of them points across the room, and there, where the wall has been peeled back at least once, is the sparking, flickering, ruined shape of a slightly malfunctioning but clearly still powered food replicator.
Oh my god.
Oh, dick magic. Damn.
Food replicator saved my life.
Cleo's at least 30% food replicator.
Yeah. You are what you eat.
And then some.
Yeah. Episode title?
So, Wilfred, the scientist inside Bortus, who...
Bortus inside Wilfred.
Sorry, yeah, but...
Sorry.
I mean, Bortus is the dominant personality now. Bortus has been imprinted onto this brain, and it's just that sort of that lingering ghost of a being that's still there in the nervous system, really.
Yeah.
But it is able to take control for short bursts of time, and it does so. Going to do that one final act, prove himself a scientist. Wilfred, the lab assistant, starts working. Like skillfully taking the power source out of a rifle and throwing the useless shell away, pulling out wires from the food replicator, just rewiring, routing things through the food replicator, getting a console that can control the flow now. It's like child's play. And then, motioning for Fron to carry Cleo closer to the bear. It's like,
Fron, you there, big boy, go bring her over here closer.
All right. Fron does as is instructed.
The primary thing that's missing without the machines is that you don't have that magnetic effect of of it being pointed at the two skulls. This is the bit that has to be done absolutely perfectly, as Wilfred guides Bortus's new body to aim the device perfectly between the two skulls, and then hold it steady and still.
Right. Now you're all going to witness, well, quite the achievement today. All of this bloody building reduced to this. And I will be the one who have achieved the greatest scientific feat that this lab couldn't achieve.
I love it. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
Now, Fron, is it?
Yes. But you know me, Bortus.
Yes, well, we're going to only have one shot at this. So I'm going to need you to keep her head very still.
I can do that.
As I hold this beam, while it's active, We cannot interrupt this flow. Now, if you'll indulge my greatest scientific moment with a countdown, please, I think we can begin.
All right. 3, 2.
And tapping on the console of the food replicator, which immediately begins sort of spraying a fizzy, sugary drink out of itself onto the ground.
Yes.
But also projecting power into the device through the severed wires. There's a jolt as it starts about, but Wilfred, aka Bortus, manages to rein it back in and hold it as it shakes and vibrates and singes his hand, but he grits his teeth and holds it in place. His eyes widening as his hand is burning. It is incredibly painful, and he's struggling to hold this thing steady, getting the other hand sort of like holding onto his wrist, but like it's wobbling. And the two beams, which are now sort of shooting out of this thing onto the two skulls, are wavering dangerously away from location. It's at this moment that Bortus knows that the time for being smart is over, and the time for being foolishly brave and not afraid of burning your hands a little bit has come, and shoves, easily it turns out, being the dominant personality in this brain now, shoves the scientist out of the way and resumes control over their shared body.
Now it's your turn to step back. I got this. Fron, you hold her steady.
I got her.
And as Bortus holds the sleeve engine firmly, now like perfectly pointed at the skull of Cleo and the skull of the Ursine, a sort of raspy, fluttering breath of the Ursine as it vibrates and sparks, and the lights all go out.
Cleo, you're all right. Cleo.
3 days later, at the Bringening. I hereby award the best take at the Bringening to the Caps. Bortus, if that truly is still your name. Fron, I think I share the sentiments of you and all of your gang when I say this victory truly goes to the late and great legend of our time, Cleo DeCap.
Oh, Fron.
It saddens me to think that she did not survive to see her gang win and to see the new dawn on Dias that she has brought about. With these food replicators, no longer will we live and die by the moistness of our dirt. I want you boys to revel for a moment in that glorious change that you have brought about.
Oh, Fron.
Cleo was the best friend, best boss,
Yep.
and best member of this community that any of us could ever know.
Yeah, that's right, Fron. That's right, Cleo. Well, I wish you were here today, Cleo, but, well, you taught us a great many things. Like, always look where you went, and, don't jump real high. And, Fron.
Thank you, Cleo, for everything that you did for us. We will never forget you. And these food replicators will stand as a testament to all of the things that you have provided for our community.
That's lovely, boys. Now, does everybody have their cup of water? Yes, everyone, they've all been handed out. All right, I want you to lift your cup to the sky, and we're gonna toast. You're gonna have your first taste of clean, fresh water. And we're gonna toast to Cleo DeCap.
To Cleo DeCap.
Cleo DeCap.
Cleo DeCap.
As you can see, people begin pouring water from the food replicators to plastic cups one by one, stepping carefully through the crowd, looking at the ground glumly. The second place winner in the takening, Margot, Blue Eyes McCracken, steps forward up to Bortus and Fron and sort of like sheepishly looking at the ground, then looking up and looking at them dead in the eyes, a single tear dropping down her cheek. I'll beat you craps next year.
What a bitch.
No way you're ever gonna do better than me without Cleo. She was the best of y'all and best of all of us. But
we miss her too. We miss her too, maggot.
I'll beat you next year, craps.
You can try.
We'll be here.
And as we pan back away from the cheering, drinking, celebrating the life of Cleo crowd, pan away up to the cliff top above, looking down on the great bonfire, looking down on the Bringening. And there stands a hulking, 7-foot-tall, fur-covered ursine form, wreathed in a long, dark cloak, and looking down on a life she can never return to.
Damn. Well done.
Pass that water around.
And that's where we'll end the episode. And that
Oh my days.
is where we will end Cleo Day.
Jeez.
Oh.
There are more Cleo
What a
stories
ride.
from her past to be told.
Yeah.
They'll be told at another time.
You just answered a question with more questions, but it feels so good.
Feels so good. Oh my God. Oh.
I just had
Pour
to
one
get
out.
all cinematic there with like a mini cliffhanger.
Every time
That is
get
the way.
cinematic. Always embellish. Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
That was wild. That was so good. I loved when they were doing the sleeving and like Bortus is trying to like manage two brains and like that was something else. And
I
we
mean, I don't-
still freed some of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like generally speaking,
A's
like,
and
people
B's.
got away. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got out, kind of.
Yeah.
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 We're now a bunch of C's.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
everybody's a
A bunch
C
of
now.
caps.
And there's now an abandoned warehouse facility that's just rich in resources that everyone
Well, you
in that
know
gang
that
can
thing
go and-
was almost instantly fucking like stripped.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been getting stripped down. Yeah, wow.
Like
know, that
everyone's
got
like
peeled
upgraded
apart.
their caravans with like white plating.
Yeah, exactly.
You got so much of that stuff. Got to do something with it.
Damn, Dick. That was incredible.
Jumpsuits for everyone.
What an arc. Cleo, what an arc. Bellum, what an arc. Oh,
I can't
Yeah,
believe
it
we
was
managed to
amazing.
get from A to B as well. Because like
Yeah, that's always the hard part with these is actually having to do something.
we didn't really fudge things. Like this was
No.
we played a tabletop game and we managed to get to the point of Cleo in a bear body leaving Dias. Like
yeah.
Dan is proof that we didn't fudge this because, boy, we did not want Bortus
Yeah, exactly.
to
I
die.
never wanted that to happen. But it is crazy.
It
It's just
did work as a good way to get Cleo in possession of sleeve technology information.
It's
It
always
did work.
wild when you get to the end of a story in any type of arc. It always just feels like, how could it have gone any other way? It
Yeah.
just,
Mhm.
it just,
It does feel like that because you dying was absolutely not what we wanted.
not at all.
And
I was
and
genuinely
it made
upset.
the story 10 times
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. And then today, just, it just role playing those characters, everything just went. It was really incredible. It was really fun. Really, really great. Amazing work, Dickie. Wow. And
The
everyone.
origin stories always blow my mind. Like
Yeah.
it's because it's so important.
Having like just those wild questions to answer. Like I mean, the same thing with Hakes Day when we had like the eye patch and the weird demon bird. Like
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
like to explain. Like
Yeah. And I think extra points to you, Dickie, for getting the getting Cleo to and all of us to be a little bit emotional, a little bit.
I know that was rough.
yeah.
Well, having like the Bringening also be the Cleo memorial, like I'm not 100% sure about the authenticity of the accent I did, but then again, Dias is
No, it was
very
good.
close.
It was really good. You sounded like
that sounded like Town Mayor. That was good.
Sam the cowboy.
Yeah. But
I liked it.
Damn.
Everybody killed. Everybody killed.
Yeah.
10,000%.
Yeah.
It was extremely emotional throughout like the whole arc.
Wow. Yeah, way too much.
Which is really kind of cool because it wasn't like that in Hake's day.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this was quite dark.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I never really pictured Cleo's story like that.
Well, it's just like
it is.
that technology, that whole like, it is a really horrible, invasive, weird, nasty thing to even like consider making and existing. The whole like Cleo putting herself in the bear, that part of it sort of feels fine, but like, why was this thing made? What was it doing before then? Like, I realized it had to be like this really like icky.
I mean, when we did that to Bortus, I was like, this is not great, but at least we didn't do it to an innocent person.
I'm glad I didn't have to get to the point where I needed to check with the body I was in, because I was like, come on. All of us guys know the first thing.
You reckon?
Yeah, I mean,
if you got sleeved,
the first thing you do is check out the old...
Check if all your parts are
Yeah, exactly.
That's the first thing you do. I don't know.
What's the first thing you'd do?
I don't know, like try and run or something to sort of see how they take it for a test spin.
I think I would do like a stretch. Like I'd be like, how does everything... Roll. Like a big body roll.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if I can curl my tongue now.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone for listening to another episode and the whole arc for Cleo Day. Holy shit.
Well, you better listen to the whole arc. Boy, it took a lot of guts to make.
Yeah. Thank you, Willem.
Thank you all for including me in this. It's been amazing.
Cheers for
so much fun.
That powerful energy. Like when you and Dan get together on mic, there's just like
Bortus and Fran are an institution.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't know,
a power duo somehow. I don't know how it works so great, but
I don't know. We never expected it, but it is. And if you don't know, they did this before. Same names, Bortus and Fran, but they were half-orc druids.
Yeah.
And it was magical. And so now we have to have this. Anytime I do an origin story, Bortus and Fran have to be there. Yeah. Different universe, same vibe.
We can put a link in the show notes for the
Biggs and Wedge in all the Final Fantasy games,
Yeah. Forever. Bortus and Fran forever. That's the real love story here.
But thank you for listening. And if you want to help out the show, there are several ways you can do that. First is free. Just log into iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That helps us climb charts. And if we're higher in the chart, that means that more people get to listen to us. You hear every podcast say how important this stuff is with the reviews and the rating and the likes and all that stuff. But it really is the lifeblood for us.
None of them are lying,
They're not lying.
They're not.
So please, if you like us, do those things and help us grow. Tell a friend. Share us with a friend. We're still so small that we grow only with word of mouth. So
we're a grassroots things. If you like us and you think like, oh, wouldn't it be great if more people I could share my interests with and I could talk to them about what happened on Cleo Day?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be great?
Get them and like grab them by the scruff of the neck and say, listen, Buster, you're going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, we're going to listen to it together. Okay,
yes.
I've made a bowl of popcorn and I've got you your favorite drink, vanilla Coke. I've put 2 cubes of ice in here with 1 straw. This is how I know you like it. Please sit down on my favorite chair. You can have it for this next 2 hours. I thought you were going to
say on my face.
Sit down on my face.
Why not lap? Like story time.
Look, however you do it, it's up to you. You're the king of your own castle or queen of your own land.
Yeah, you weirdo.
Just don't ask us. Go and just do it. But thank you.
I guess there's one other way you can help us.
Oh, how's that, Dickie?
If you pop over to backwaterbastards.com, you'll see a little link that goes to our Patreon, and the only funding that we get to keep this thing online and to keep Dan and fancy synth music and explosion effects
is
our Patreon, and if you like what we do and you feel like your income's disposable enough to dispose some of it in our direction, then please do.
The
You
price
get access
of a fancy piece of fruit a month.
Oh yeah.
Yes. One
Yeah,
fancy fruit a month.
You get access to our second slightly more casual podcast, Sidearm, where we talk absolute rubbish, or sometimes we talk amazingly insightful, important things. It's a bit of a mixture.
Yeah.
Well, not as much of that,
But regardless, you get access to that if you're a patron. I think on the $4 tier, is it?
Yeah, the bag of
We've
fries.
also got the entirety of our
Bag of fries.
of our Dungeons and Dragons campaign that we did a couple years back, which is when you'll hear Hakes Day. We keep mentioning during this.
Yeah. The whole campaign from A to Z.
50 episodes.
And
Right there.
all that you can get from Patreon. And there's plenty of people who already done that. And I'm going to sing a little song
Oh, are you, Dickie?
in honor of them.
Cheeky little song.
It's music time.
Cheaper by the Dungeon and Lucas, the Abel Queen and Marcus, Nicola, Randy and Bots, Trevor, Bentooth, Daphne, Doff, Shima, Jimmy, Govin, Pale, Maddest, Max and Bodie, Waco, Isaac the Captain, Tobias the Beard, and Claude.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed Cleo Day. We will be back with your regularly scheduled bastards next time.
Don't forget your take for the Bringening.
You did the Cleo laugh.
I know. I want to give it a go sometimes. I'll go the cool laugh.
It's the fucking worst. It ruins. It clips almost every time.
Yeah, it clipped mine as well.
We did it.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.